What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd and I'm back with some more Age mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the red color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Rapl. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Poseidon as well. His name is Skady. The map is Watering Hole. And what have you done, Madrius? How dare you make Poseidon great again? So much Poseidon in the world. We'll see how this game goes. Normally, Poseidon mirrors tend to just be early second town center, followed by a third town center, followed by Mythic Age. And whoever macros the best kind of wins, because there's not a lot of avenue to get damage done, especially on a Watering Hole map. So we'll see how this one's going to go. Skady he really favors the aggressive play here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Skady try and do something aggressive in this game, even though the meta sort of shows that it's not the best idea to do that. Anyways, we see the lure coming in for Rapl. An interesting lure here. He's trying to make the lure share with the town center and the granary, I guess. Probably not a half bad idea. If he pulls a gazelle here, he can chuck the villager down here and then shoot the gazelle towards the granary and then eat it there. If there's a hippo here, he can put the villager here, shoot it, and it will attack it. So aggressive animal and the other one. So it's not the worst idea here, guys. Come on. This isn't a bad idea. Just all right. It makes sense. Come on. Shadowfax says that you can just shoot it with the town. Semantics! Shoot it with the town center. Semantics. Look at this. Shoot the hippo over here. Perfection. Anyways, Skady's done it's pretty much exactly the same. Lure in the middle of granary and town center. It's exactly what you're supposed to do, guys. It also means if you get a crocodile in, the crocodile won't automatically want to attack you, because I think there's for it to be aggressive, it has to see less than a certain amount of villagers for it to be aggressive. So there you go. Playing around the crocodiles. We see some super inefficient gazelle farming here from Rapl, but I mean that's as an Odin player, he's just not used to how hard it is to macro with Greek and Egyptian and even Atlantean for that matter. It's like to macro with these civilizations, you don't have a moving storehouse, so you gotta really think about where you kill the animals. And if you have this much walking time here between the carcass and the granary, you're losing out. Let's just count the seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. That's roughly 5 food this villager is losing by having to walk back and forth to this thing. 2, 3, 4, about 4 seconds for this villager. So it's a lot of food losing every single time you drop these carcasses off. So if you're ever watching expert recorder games and being like, why do I always miss like these classical age timings that the pros get? This is 95% of the time, every time, the reason why. It's because they gather really efficiently and not like Rapl's doing right now. You see how Skady's gathering here. Rhino right next to the granary. This is absolutely perfect, exactly what we want to do. And we see that now Skady is going for his second town center. 6 villagers on wood, 6 villagers on gold. Rapl, on the other hand, is going through Hermes. He's got 7 villagers on wood and 5 villagers on gold. Maybe skipping the thesis? No, just going to be delaying the town center slightly here. So we'll see. And now the villagers moving over to this town center. Going to grab this one. And Skady, he's actually quite late to the classical age. And this almost indicates to me that Skady is going for a quick 3 town center, which part of me feels like if you've got safe food, which with Poseidon you should because you have the lure, should become the meta here. Because if you can get fast 3 town centers up, the alternative is if your opponent gets aggressive, you don't go for the 3 towns, you go for 2 town centers, or you can just ceasefire it as well. If you can get the 3 town centers up, you're just in a better position than somebody who rushes 2 town centers going for a 430 advance time. So we see the first town center on the way here for Skady. His Centaur is going to lose this fight, and Rapl is going to be very happy about the situation he's in. The Theseus making his way over here. Skady getting outplayed so far because his village, there's no way he wins this. Is this just resign right now? Ceasefire? We didn't kill the centaur. You should just ceasefire straight away as soon as you see this happen. If you advance late like this, it's got to be... Oh, he's going for stables. If you advance late like this, it's got to be straight 3 town centers and just ceasefire and take them. Because this is not going to do any damage anymore. The only place this can feasibly do damage is this gold mine, and you don't really care. You just bring back on to goats and spam villages. You don't even need gold. You just make villages. This is what we learn when we play these games. Bet you no one's thought about doing a 3 town center strat every single time they play against Greek. Doesn't matter the map if you're Poseidon, it seems OP. Anyways. Stables coming up for Rapl now. Both players 2 town centers pumping villages. Doing their thing. And the Theseus getting pulled back, but the town center doing some good damage. He should be able to draw this hippopotamus into the town center as well, but he's going for the gazelle, even though he doesn't really have the units out just yet. There's the hippocon and the toxoid. It's going to help out a ton, and that's going to force Rapl out of here. It looks like Skady hasn't even got his Hippolyta out just yet. Still trying to chase him. We see the Centaur turns around, gets some big damage there onto that Hippocon before retreating yet again. Nice micro from Rapl so far, and Skady having to pull back. Just pumping units though. He's getting from 3 buildings where, and so is Rapl, but how is Rapl affording all this? He's getting medium cav, and he's not affording it all. It's a bit too many buildings there at this stage, I think. Nice micro yet again from Skady, dodging the Hippolyta here. But the medium cav comes in very clutch. You see these 2 Hippocon here. They would be both dead at this point because 165 HP. That's 15 HP. So if they have more than 15 HP, they'd be dead. So this would have 2 HP right now, for example. Now Rapl pushing forward here, doing his thing. Skady going to say g'day. And then retreat back. Feel fine about it all. Now you see the Hippocon coming around this side looking for some raids. There's really nothing over here. It's part of the reason why this matchup is kind of a little bit dry, is because you want to see these fast units here that are really good raiders. You want to see them raid. But 9 times out of the 10, the second town center shuts down a lot of the ability because the town centers are normally surrounded by some resources. And then in the home base, like it's normally easy to protect. So one wall here is protecting these villages here. This forest protects this. You have to kind of run straight through the base here. So that may be worth it for Rapl to give that a go. But he doesn't know where the resources are that he can attack. And there's also all of these gazelle here for Skady to grab if he so chooses. Skady retreating back. Rapl. Both players kind of taking their foot off the gas here. Wouldn't be surprised to see a 3rd town center coming up here. There's the Hippocon making their way through the base here of Skady. Probably needed to chuck a wall up or something to force them closer to the town center, but he's going to be looking for some raids. But there's only 3 Hippocon here, so the villagers should be able to just fight back, and it's fine. Now Skady retreating back to the town center. Rapl with very little to do right now with all of these units. And he's going to be moving forward, putting up his granary, doing his thing. Rapl hitting these villagers over here. Toxotes shooting down, snipes 1 villager, and then pulls back. Nice play from Rapl, but he does sack 1 Hippocon to get that villager killed there. It's kind of a worthwhile trade. Compare the villagers. Sure, it's probably very similar. Rapl with slightly more, 53 to 50 at this point. So still very, very similar. Not enough to really make that big of a difference, to be honest. And now the but this will getting some snipes here. Toxotes in the back. Oh, and we see the raid coming in over here, hitting these villages. Only 4 villagers here. There is 1 very low HP Hippocon. The villager's turning around to fight this one. He will be able to take down 1, take down 2. It loses 1 villager. Nice trade there for Rapl. But the fight now ensuing in the middle of the map here. Toxotes is going to be able to push the Hippocon away. Still, yet again, nice play from Skady. Normally the fight favors the player with more Toxotes in these engagements of Hippocon Toxotes. So, but until that's if there is a healthy amount of Hippocon. So at this point right now, Skady should really want to cut Toxotes and just build Hippocon. Otherwise, he's gonna overdo it on Toxotes, and then the Hippocon will be able to overrun him. So something to keep in mind, because the Hippocon die first normally in the fights, as we're starting to see Aphrodite coming in for Skady. Rapl probably also... No, Rapl not going Heroic Age. Starting to farm. It's actually really bad for Rapl, as Skady's going to be age jumping and being in a very, very good position here. He's actually moving forward, going to attempt to take this front town center away from Rapl as well. Another very, very strong idea here from Skady. The problem with it is that Rapl can potentially make it to the Mythic Age first, push through and take it for himself. As he doesn't have any ceasefire to defend against that. But now the raid's coming in, hitting the house. Villagers pulling back off of this location. The villagers on this gold mine can easily escape through this wall and come over onto this gold mine here, as he does decide to make that escape there. And the town center is on the way. It's a big loss of gold income, though, for these villagers to have to walk over here. When Aphrodite comes in, the Hippocon coming through, going to be able to push these Hippocon away. Nice play there. Town center is just about up for Skady, as Rapl is not paying attention to this at all. And we still haven't seen Rapl able to click up just yet to the Heroic Age. So Skady with big advantage here. And honestly, if he just cut military units here, gets a market up, takes this town center, he's going to grab these middle gazelle, has so much hunt compared to Rapl, who is currently farming. Skady is in a fantastic position, so Skady should be able to get to the Mythic Age first here. We see a ceasefire here as the Toxotes come in. This isn't good, because this means that it's going to take more than just taking the town center down. He also has to take the town center down and kill the units. So normally what happens in this position here for the player who stays 2 town centers is they should hit Mythic Age first. They got a couple of Colossus out, take the town center down, build it with their villagers and cast ceasefire, and that forces the opponent away. And then they should be able to be in a fairly equal position here. And it's looking like Skady's still pumping units here instead of going Mythic Age. I think this is a slight misplay, but it might work for Skady. He's got Mac always going for 4 town centers. Never go 4 town centers. Never in Greek mirrors go 4 town centers. As Rapl is going Aphrodite, he's going to go immediately Mythic Age. And Skady is... I don't know if Skady's going to be able to afford... I don't think Skady's going to be able to afford to go Mythic Age. Does he have a market yet? Well, he does have a market. It's close. He's getting golden apples? Why? We see the town center's up. These Hippocon getting pushed back. Rapl in the heroic age. Market coming up now. He can just go Earthquake as well and take this for himself. There's the curse coming down. Skady casts curse. Rapl casts curse. That's a lot of pigs here. That is a lot of pigs here for Skady. Oof. Give that man his food. I believe the herdables gather faster than even irrigation farms. Maybe even flood control farms. I have to look that up. I'm not sure if it's winter harvest. Winter harvest kicks over the herdables. If you have flood control for sure. And now Rapl is going, Mythic Age is going through Artemis. So this damage is going to be huge. Then following the damage is going to be potentially, we do have Hephaestus on the way. It's slightly behind, but the damage will be done and this town center should be back to Rapl. So it's arguably even, but without ceasefire, I wonder if Skady's going to be able to hold here when Rapl pushes through with the strong units. Fortress coming up, especially because Heliopolis come through as well. Much, much faster. So we'll see if it's going to matter or not. Now the fortress is just about up for Rapl, just about to click to the next stage. And also he doesn't necessarily have to earthquake this, though he probably should, because there's no militia spam here from Skady. So earthquaking this wouldn't be bad. We see military academies coming up, but fortified town centers is it. And there's the Artemis. Will we see this earthquake coming down? On this, you'll be able to take everything down and not get any militia. Potentially you could earthquake this, but a lot of militia will come back here. We see the fortress up, the Heliopolis coming through. The earthquake does come down on this location. Will take the fortified town center down. Takes down one stable, one other building there. So lots of militia have popped for Skady as he's pushing through. We've got the heavy cavalry coming through now as to deal with those militia. Skady goes up to 170 of 140 population here. That is a lot. That's what don't want to really cast earthquake on a space like that against Poseidon. Over here would have made much more sense. But now the Chimera coming in, hitting the villages on this location. And Skady is under a lot of pressure here. The Nemean Lion is not getting dealt with a hero here as he has to pull that Theseus away to deal with the Chimera. And the Toxotes have to retreat away from the Nemean Lion here. More units coming forward. We see the Heliopolis now eyeing off this town center. Skady just about to hit that Mythic Age. No, it got cancelled. He got cancelled. Oh no. I think Skady's trolling here. He's building a pig pen. He's building a pig pen. And there's so many Chimera coming in here. This is the huge part. Look at this fire damage. Boom. Boom. Attack. Attack. Rapl. They don't have it just yet, so it doesn't matter. But possible attack. There we go. No, possible attack the actual units here. Just click away from. Yeah, one and the other one. There you go. That damage there. Big deeps. And Rapl is just so far in front here in this situation. More Chimera coming out. Heliopolis getting dealt with there by the villagers. The Chimera can just keep running around, getting more and more damage in. This is the big reason why you don't want to go Mythic Age second in this matchup, because you just don't get those strong units out, the strong myth units. Even like just simply having the Polyphemus would be huge here. And now the Heliopolis can get bolstered by the Chimera here. The villagers can't really pop out because the Chimera will be able to one-bang them with the special ability. And now the Chimera is still searching around looking for some villagers to kill of Skady's. But Skady does have the Plenty Vault now, so he's going to get a lot of resources back here that he was behind in. So we'll see if that's going to work or not. And the Heliopolis coming after this fortified town center. These units here for Rapl going to be returning back onto this location. He does have champion archers now. But at this point, you don't really want the archers. You kind of want to be going for more of those food-based units. Archers a little bit later when she got the walls and the towers set up. And we see the Chimera does manage to take down the militia here. And this town center will fall. We've got more units pushing in here. Oh! Plenty volt for Skady, plenty volt for Rapl. Villagers will be able to make it away from this gold mine here running through this wooden wall. But you can pretty quickly take this wooden wall down with the Chimera if you want. They do 26 damage per second. So this wall will fall in like 5 seconds or something, right? 5 seconds would be 100 damage each. So 10 seconds, 15 seconds-ish. Maybe a little bit less. So it's pretty quick to kill off a gate there. But there is the Hippolyta here to push them away. And in fact, kill one. There's still only 63 HP on the other. The other one there, we see the Heliopolis now making their way forward to this fortified town center. A little bit aggressive, though. They should be dealt pretty easily with by the villagers here. This fight over here going the way of Rapl's as well, because no heroes in this location. Town center now coming back up for Rapl as he is continuously pushing in, though it looks like he is out of gold. Where's his gold mines? There's no gold mines on the map for Rapl. He is in... Oh, sorry, he's got gold here. He's still got 1,700 gold. Never mind. I saw 11 villagers on gold. Like, what is happening here? Very, very difficult for Rapl. He needs to secure this gold mine here. There's only 2 gold mines in the middle of the map. There's a gold mine up here that he could sneak away. And he does manage to take Skady's town center down here as well. As the town center for Rapl is coming up here. But Rapl now 3 town centers, super far ahead in this game with these Chimera. The Hippolyta is out, but I still haven't seen the Atlanta, who's one of the big units, the big counters to that Chimera. Hasn't really been utilized by Skady in this game. You see this fortress will go down as well, but the fortress will trade for the Heliopolis probably with those militia that pop out. So he's fine with losing that one, but now the Chimera are going to be coming in, hitting these town centers, and then when he gets the special, you just use it on the villagers. Boom, big deeps. 2 villagers die, a couple more in pain over there, and then coming back in, another Heliopolis going to be preventing this one from going up, and Rapl just keeps sending units in. Chimera could come over here and completely destroy these Toxotes. Oh, he doesn't get that click though, as the Chimera do come in, hitting the villagers yet again. More dead villagers, and Skady taps out in this game. Another classic 4 town center Greek gameplay here. But the big problem here was that Skady's town center got cancelled, the one that he was going through to the Mythic Age. So Rapl did get a little bit lucky here, but I do want to make the point that the damage done by getting to the Heroic Age first in this matchup, if you macro it correctly and you get there cleanly, I think Rapl, a little bit to be desired here with this Mythic Age. 16 minutes, a little bit late. You're looking a little bit more like 15 minutes. The Heroic Age a little bit late for Rapl as well. But that should be the difference between a 4 town center and a 2 town center Mythic Age, not the 18 minute versus 16 minute here, or it would have been more closely 17 minutes 30-ish to 16 minute 30-ish. So a little bit late there for Rapl, but it makes it work. The Chimera running around doing all the deeps, the Heliopolis so very, very strong. The raids did so well here. Skady did manage to make his pig pen over here though. Very, very funny, but a bit of a waste of gold. But hilarity nonetheless. And that's the classic Poseidon mirror as it is in the world. Anyways, GG, well played by Rapl. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next